Britain is the scene for round 13 of the UCI Women's World Tour with the OVO Energy Women's Tour. The only British stage race on the calendar, the peloton was set to ride through some of the country's most picturesque landscapes and villages. The first of the 5 stages began in the Suffolk town of Framlingham, where the peloton readied itself in the shadow of the English heritage site of Framlingham Castle. As well as the British domestic teams, the world's top teams were also present in England to contest this prestigious event. Last year's winner, Canyon SRAM's Cassia Nuudoma, was among those present, but under no pressure to defend her title.
I think we as a team can provide a really great result, so that's what I mostly focus on, just to have a fun and no pressure to defend the title, because I also don't feel a need of doing that. I feel like if I won something in the past, then I don't need to repeat that constantly. So I just want to purely enjoy being here and riding around this beautiful area, and try to help my teammates who are striving to win a stage or GC, so we'll see.
They say it's a flat stage, but I don't trust it when they say flat in Britain. It's always up and down, and it's always a tough race, and so yeah, we have to see, and hopefully it's a bunch sprint today.
Always in the UK, I feel like we are treated as the men's. The races are really great, and public are out sharing, so it's a good atmosphere. We will go towards the coast, and it looks like the wind will increase, so I think it's going to be a factor in the end. Yeah. So basically, what's the plan is to go for a podium today. Yeah.
The small town's market square was packed, the public having come to see some of the world's best riders sign on and start the 129.7 kilometre stage, which was set to finish on the coast at Southwold, where a strong wind would greet them.
And the peloton make their way out of the start here in Framlingham for what will no doubt be an exciting start to the 2018 edition.
Despite the wind, the largely flat course was expected to produce a brunch sprint, and with that in mind, the peloton approached the early kilometres steadily. It was only in Ipswich, at the first Queen of the Mountains point, that the pace lifted, with Barlsdalman's Christine Majerus leading the peloton across the line. With bonus seconds available, the 2 intermediate sprints were fiercely contested, with Corinne Rivera of Team Sunweb bagging maximum 3-second advantage at the first sprint in Needham Market, and Barlsdalman's Amy Peters winning the second back in the town start of Framlingham. With a full 102 rider peloton and a high pace in the final kilometres, a number of crashes marred the run into Southwold. The peloton began to speed things up in the last 5 kilometres, leading up to a bunch sprint. Team leader Lisa Brenower of Wiggle High 5 got a mechanical, and as soon as her team worked hard to get her back into the peloton, another crash halted the team's sprint favourite, Kirsten Wild. On the last corner at full speed, teams began to create their lead-outs for their sprinters. With a slight uphill finish, it wasn't easy to amp up the leg power anymore, going full gas for the last 300 metres. In the end, it was Jolien Dorr who proved to be the strongest. Her powerful sprint enough to beat her rivals on the uphill finish on the coast.
Yeah, I was pretty relieved, and it was pretty emotional as well. 3 weeks ago I broke my collarbone, so I didn't know how I would do here, but in the end the team worked perfect for me, and they trusted me. They had trusted me 100%, so I really have to say thank you to all of them. And I'm so happy I could finish it off today. This was my only chance to have a stage victory, because the other days are too hard for me. So I knew if I wanted to win, I had to do it today. But as it was the first stage, I had a bit of doubts because I had my crash just 3 weeks ago. And this was actually my first sprint I did. I didn't even sprint on training, so I really didn't know how I would do today. But yeah, I'm so relieved and happy, so yeah.
Yeah, super hectic final to get to the front, and Lucinda did a really good job to get me in position in the last kilometer. And then coming into the final right-hand turn, I was probably about fourth wheel or so, and then the wind just really hit pretty hard off the coast, and slightly uphill, so it was pretty heavy sprint. Legs were good and had a good run, but just not enough pop at the end there.
After her late solo break, Norwegian rider Suzanne Andersen won the Combatively award.
Yeah, it was really a hard one, especially with the finish here, with the slightly uphill and then also headwind. But it was pretty chaotic before that, and there was a lot of crashes and yeah, people going down. So it was also a bit difficult one. Yeah.
With her victory, Mitchelton Scott rider Dorr also leads in the general classification. Marta Bastianelli of Ali Cipollini out-sprinted Corinne Rivera for second. But European champion and former winner of the Women's Tour, Marianne Vos, proved she can still sprint with the best and placed herself in a solid 6th place. Dorr has a 2-second lead on Corinne Rivera in the general classification. Ali Cipollini's Marta Bastianelli is third and will need to find 4 seconds to take the overall lead in Thursday's 143.9 km second stage.